walk up on Strava. So if you're on Strava, head over to Strava and give us a follow on there. It's my Sunday name, Rob Muldoon. This is usually the part of the video where I put the B-roll shots in and we walk to and from the camera and everything like that. But as you can see, I'm basically in a cloud. Life starts to get in the way and you think, I can't be bothered, or maybe I'll do it next week, or I'll do it tomorrow. Before you know it, your routine has slipped. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the MYH Podcast. But as you can see, this one's a little bit different, and if you're listening to this one on the audio version, then I'm actually sat in my kitchen. I've just made myself a coffee and I'm going to get my boots on. I'm going to get outside because this year at the MYH Podcast, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to get out. Now, you know, we're always out and about anyway. We're visiting people and going to people's sites and places of work and everything like that. But this time, we're going to do things slightly differently. I'm going to get people out and get people in nature and walking and in the water and camping and everything along those lines and everything that goes with it. Because for me, that's what really helps me. When I'm struggling with stuff and I need to get out and I need to clear my head, I get out on my bike, I get out in the water, I get out camping, I get out walking, I take the dogs out, whatever it might be. And these are the things that help me. So I thought, you know what, why don't I, in 2025, move forward with the podcast and get people coming out on adventures with me. And yes, we will be still popping back to the flat if people come up to see me up here, and we'll sit down and we'll continue the talks. But I thought we could do it while we're out and about and on the go, and show off the amazing Peak Districts that I live near and all the wonderful places that I like to go to. So I'm going to have this brew. I'm going to gather the kit together. I might take the big camera. I might just take the GoPros. I don't know. But we'll be chatting about what's gone on in the past 12 months with the podcast and what I want to do over the next 12 months with the podcast and everything else in between. So I'm going to put a survey up on social media now. And if you joined in with that, thank you very much. But I'm going to answer a few of those questions. I'll finish this brew and we'll get on the go. Ooh, she's cold and fresh this morning. Look at my bumper. I need to... She's an old girl, but I need to get that sorted. But today I haven't got the time. Well, I've got the time, we're just not going to do it. But car's well and truly frozen up, so we'll get the car defrosting and then we're going to head out. Right, parked up. I did want to go a bit further down, but there's been an accident down there. It looks like people have come chasing the snow without the right equipment and they've crashed, basically. So there's a 3-car pile up down there. I haven't got any kit with me. I used to carry all that stuff when I had a pickup, but I'm just in a all road now, so I haven't got all that. But we'll carry on and we'll get some walking done. Do you know what I need to do? I need to start my watch. So I'll start my watch and I'll have this walk up on Strava. So if you're on Strava, head over to Strava and give us a follow on there. It's my Sunday name, Rob Muldoon, and you'll find us. There's a picture of me stood next to one of the like polos that get cut out of stone with the Peak District sign on. So I'll put that up in the description below. But I'm going to start my watch and I'm going to get cracking. This is usually the part of the video where I put the B-roll shots in and we walk to and from the camera and everything like that. But as you can see, I'm basically in a cloud. It's super windy, so I hope the audio's alright. My nose is running. Right, I hope the audio's working on this. I had to stop already because the GoPro is playing up constantly. Now I've now had to attach a battery pack to it, and it's, do you know what I mean? It's an expensive bit of kit and it just doesn't work. Pure and simple, it doesn't work. So I'm
getting this done. Now I know this episode isn't flowing like a normal podcast, and if you listen to this on the audio version, I'm sorry, but hopefully it makes sense and hopefully you're enjoying it, and it's still a good episode like all the others. But let's see, getting the external battery pack on it now. That will allow us to keep walking and filming, and we can get to a point where it's all going smooth. But with everything with the MYH podcast, it never goes smooth, does it? And that's all part of the fun. Life doesn't go smooth, and sometimes life will throw us these curveballs, and sometimes life will give us things and obstacles to get over, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, I just put taking a picture, so you can follow us at Instagram at the MYH Podcast, and you'll see all these pictures. But hopefully it all works. I just want it to work. I just want to do a podcast where there's no issues with technical stuff, and it all goes smooth. Let's keep going. Right, I've dropped out the cloud line and I'm trying to head towards Wood House, or the ruins of the house. I'm not taking my hat off, so I've got hat head. And I thought, while the wind's a little bit lower, I could take this opportunity to answer a few of the questions that I put out, that have come in off social media. So thank you to everybody who's got involved with that. And the first one is off Izzy Park Run. So Izzy, I recently went to their wedding, actually, Izzy and Jack's wedding a couple of weeks ago, so congratulations to those two. But she's asked me two questions, and the first one is, how am I? Well, do you know what? I'm actually really good. Just had Christmas, and it's currently the 3rd of January, I think, and I'm setting out, like everybody does, with all good intentions and wanting to start the year right. But this year it's differently, because I think 2024 was a very, very difficult year for me. A lot went on towards the end of 2023, which caused 2024 to be very, very different. And I've worked through that now, and I've allowed myself to heal, and I've allowed myself to understand new ways of things that are going on in life, and a new way of living my life. And I'm really, really enjoying it. It's not easy, and it's not been easy, but 2025 is going to be very, very different to 2024, and 2024 was very, very different to 2023, and so on and so forth. And it's progression, and it can be very difficult at times, and I'm leaning into it, I'm understanding it, I'm not trying to fight it, I'm trying to just be me, and I'm enjoying it. So to answer your question, Izzy, I'm really good. I've enjoyed my downtime at Christmas. I'm ready to get back on the bandwagon of work, and I'm also ready to keep progressing things forward, both with the podcast, my work, and my personal life too, because they all go hand in hand, don't they? Could this be a future camp spot, wild camp spot, right next to the river? What do we think? I think so. And again, I know if you're listening to this on the audio, you can't really see it, but head over to YouTube and you should be able to see what we're looking at. I think this would make a great spot. It's a bit icy and a bit slippy now, but little bridge there, camping spot there. I think that'd be a good spot. We're now crossing a river to get to a path that I've never done before. I've walked a lot of Goit Valley, but I've not walked this one. So let's hope I don't get too wet. And again, I know this is not the best for the audio people, but I am actually walking through the river. Wearing Decathlon's finest, as always. Like, all my cycling stuff is from Decathlon, and all my walking bits are from Decathlon. This coat's Decathlon, these boots are Decathlon. It's good stuff. Value for money. And when you're on a budget and you still want to get out and do these things, it's definitely worth it. Right, we made it to Wood House. or what used to be the house. There used to be a gunpowder factory here, and it was done further down, and then the valley was flooded, so the reservoirs could feed Manchester, Stockport, Macclesfield. I even think it feeds into Liverpool and stuff like that. There is a plaque further down. If I go that route, we can have a look at it. But I'm thinking of heading back up a bit higher. Thought I'll come down here and maybe make a brew and answer some more of those questions that people have been asking me. Right, I thought I'd stop and make a brew because we made it to Airwood House. So I've got all my stuff here. Got my little butane boiler, kettle, stove, you know what I mean. I'm getting funny looks off people that are walking through now, but we're used to that, aren't we? So that can go in there. Let's get this going. I tell you what I have brought instead of matches, and I really hope this works, is flint strike. So let's get this on. Let's hope this works. There we go. Perfect. You know what? How much is that? We want a good cup, don't we? Yeah, that's perfect. Spilt loads of it. Got a dog hair in it. Not even got the dogs with me today. Right, let's get that on. Right, got my brew. That's okay. It's not the best, but it'll warm me up. And I thought, let's use this opportunity to reply to some of the messages that I've had. So I've already done one off at Izzy, but let's go back onto Instagram, because I do have a little bit of signal here, so that's good. Done the first one off Izzy. We've got another one off Izzy. So she said, what strategies / mechanisms do you have for managing your mental health? Pretty much this, exactly what I'm doing now, getting out, totally switching off as much as I can. I know I'm recording a podcast now and doing this, but I enjoy doing this stuff. I'm doing things that makes me happy. I'm doing things that I enjoy and giving back to me, getting outside. I absolutely love being outside. I know it's cold today. Well, if I'm honest with you, if it was chucking it down today, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. I set this day aside exactly for this, and this is what I want to do. And it's really, really, really important that we do this, because we can get so wrapped up in the way life is sometimes, and we're so busy with everything that we forget to give back to us. And I know I've said this on previous episodes, but it's so true. It's so true. We forget to give back to ourselves all the time, and this is exactly what I'm doing, giving back to myself. I'll finish this walk. When I'm done, I'll go back, I'll have some good food, and I'll reflect, and I'll think about how much I enjoyed this, and that just allows my mind to be calm. I have a very, very, very busy, noisy, chaotic, overthinking, over-analysing mind, and sometimes it can attack me and be my best friend or my worst enemy. But when I want to level it out, I'll get outside and I'll do something like this. So another one is, this one's off James Watson Carpentry. He's put, Bovril and cayenne pepper is a way forward. So I'm guessing, he's put, mate, coffee's no good. Bovril and cayenne. So cayenne, well, I'll have to give that a try. I've never actually tried that. Bovril and cayenne pepper. If you've ever done that, let us know in the comments below, and we'll give it a try. Maybe we can make a little video on doing it. And then people have put in the comments on the
posts that I put up about it. So I did a story getting people to ask me questions, and I also did a post about people asking me to ask me questions. And we've got one off Ben, Brindley Runner. If you don't follow Ben already, go give him a follow. He does some wicked things with a wheelbarrow. He's put, life makes who you are today, but if you could pause life right now and head off on an adventure anywhere in the world, where would that be? So for me, if I could pause this and go anywhere, I'd want to go, I think it'd have to be Alaska. I'm watching, everybody knows the Outdoor Boys, right? And if you don't know the Outdoor Boys, head over and follow the Outdoor Boys. Luke and what he gets up to, and he's like in the middle of nowhere in Alaska. It looks unbelievable. So I'd really like to go over there and do that, go out, do a bit of fishing, do a bit of hunting, camping, walks, the stars, the snow, or in the summertime there's canoeing stuff to do. There's loads to do. I'd absolutely love to go over to Alaska and do something like that. Back to one of the questions on Instagram stories. He's put, do you have any particular goals for the year to come? And that one's off Jack Robot. No, I work with Jack. He's part of the Make It Visible team, and he's his new husband. So for goals of this year is to try and get more episodes out. So like I was saying before, 2024, I really tried to get more episodes out, but I just really wasn't in the headspace. Whereas now I feel like I'm in that headspace and I'm ready to do that. So I definitely want to do more adventure videos, more podcast videos. And I know that people might tune in just to watch the podcast videos, and some people might tune in to just watching the adventure videos. And I know you might think, oh, this YouTube page is a bit chaotic, but I'm chaotic. My mind's chaotic, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like that, that has a busy mind and has many things that they enjoy doing. And I'm hoping to make more videos. I'm hoping to do more podcasts. I'm hoping to go on more adventures. Redbeard Carpentry has put a comment on the post. Hang on, let's go back. You should definitely come up north and record an episode on top of a fell. I could take you up Helvellyn any day. Amazing. 100% up for that. I'll send you a message and we can get that sorted. I'm guessing when you're saying up north, it's Scotland way. So I absolutely love Scotland. So we can definitely do that. Another question off the post is off my friend Connor, who from Price My Project, QSs. Now, Connor's going to come on the podcast. We've only been trying to get Connor on the podcast for 18 months now, and every time we get a date set, something happens and it doesn't work for whatever reason. But we are going to get him on the podcast, and Connor is a QS. I'm going to get him to come on and talk about the importance of having a QS within your business, within construction, because they can save you a lot of money, and they can also help you and stop affecting your mental health and that whole pattern. But we can talk about that more when Connor's on the podcast. But he's put, if you could have your time again, what one major decision would you change or do differently to redirect your life from where it is today? I don't know, that is a really, really difficult question, because I think I've never been scared to make decisions, whether that be work stuff or life stuff. And I know those decisions are quite hard, and I made a big one a couple of, like 18 months ago, 14 months ago, whatever it was, which massively changed my life. And it's difficult to say, would I change anything? And my honest answer, Connor, is no, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason, whether it's something that goes on at work, something that goes on at home, good, bad, and everything in between. And I think, like, going back to what Ben says further up in the comments, he said that it can totally change the way the direction of your life goes, and I absolutely believe that. And I wouldn't change anything, is the answer to that one. I'm pretty happy where I'm going today.
I enjoyed that, Brew, and answering those questions. We're back on the trail now, so I'm going to get a few kilometres under my legs. Miles. Oh, there's a little robin there. And I'll come back and I'll answer some more questions if I get any more in when I get a bit of sporadic phone signal. Actually, to be honest with you, the phone signal's quite good around here in Goy Valley. So I'm going to head back up on the hills, and hopefully I can double back on myself and come back to the car where I parked. I've walked on a little bit more, and I thought I'd answer a question that I got from a group that I'm part of. It's an accountability group, and if you're not already in an accountability group, I highly recommend you join one, because we have all these intentions at this time of the year to get out and get going and do stuff, and January and parts of February we tend to achieve it, but then life starts to get in the way and you think, I can't be bothered, or maybe I'll do it next week, or I'll do it tomorrow, and before you know it, your routine has slipped. A lot like these trees, look. These trees have gone over. I'm now trying to find a way around. I was going to go up, but looking at it, I think I'm going to go down. So I joined an accountability group, and it's good because everybody checks in with each other. Some people post more than others, and some people just drop in and reply and things like that. That's pretty good. You can use it however it works best for you. But I use it for posting and putting in and saying that this is what I'm up to and this is what I want to change. And this morning I put a question in there telling people what I was up to today, and Liam came back to me. Liam asked me, how do I cope with like the anticipation of things coming up? So he said he was looking at his diary, getting worried, and starting to get anxious, and it was starting to get on top of him, and he knew he needed to do something about it. So he was asking me, what do I do? So what I do when I get in situations like that, or I can feel that building up, is ultimately, one, be kind to myself, because you've got to remember you can only do what you can do in the time that you've got. And I used to be the worst one for trying to just get everything done in the shortest amount of time. Then you end up rushing stuff and you end up getting it wrong. Or I did anyway, didn't always get things right all the time. And they can be important decisions, whether you're rushing a financial decision, whether you're rushing a piece of work, whether you're trying to get a job finished so you can get onto the next one, an extension on somebody's house, or a big commercial thing that I used to work on. Whatever it might be, you can rush and make the wrong decisions. I use the phrase shoot it from the hip all the time, and sometimes I used to be very guilty of that, whereas now I take a moment, I stop, I step back, I look at it, I write a list, or if it's a list that's giving me the anxiety, I look at it and go, right, I might need to reorganise this list. How can I achieve things the most efficient way? Because if you've got a list, right, and you put it down, you need to get X, Y, and Z done, but the first item on the list could be a massive job and it's taking you forever to get done, and you feel like you're not achieving everything, and then that can start to play on you, and you feel like you're failing and you're not achieving, and you can start to get annoyed and frustrated with it, and you lose interest or you lose focus, and you start to think, oh, forget this, I'm not doing this, and you feel like you slipped and you're not done it. So what I tend to do is I look at the list, and I know there might be priorities of things that need to be done, but I might rejig it, and I might do it that right, I know I can achieve that little bit there and I can get that done. It's one less thing to think about. So something off my list, tick, done, forgot about, move on to the next one. And it makes you feel like you're achieving things and working through it slowly. Just like in the last episode when we had Dave on, and he said, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is a bite at a time. You just take your time at it, chip away at it, and before you know it, you've got it done. And I know it's easy for me to stand here today and say this because I'm stood in the middle of a forest and I'm not on a building site where I've got customers coming at me, I've got work colleagues coming at me, I've got other trades coming at me, I've got people ringing me up, I've got money people on my case, I need to do my paperwork, I need to get everything done. And it's important to realise you've got to stop at those moments, have a minute, go do another task, go do something that's totally unrelated to what you're doing and come back to it. I used to get off site if I could, and I used to go and have my lunch somewhere, or if I couldn't get off site, then I'd go and do a job like sweeping the floors. And these are all the things that I've said before, and I could switch my mind off, and it allowed me to refocus, and then I'd come back. Or go and sit in your office, or go sit in your van, and if somebody comes and knocks on your door, knocks on your window, go, absolutely, I can sort this out for you, give me a minute, I just need a minute, I need to have my lunch, I need to sort this out, can you come back in 10 minutes? And if they're like, no, I need you now, like, well, maybe I'm not the right person to come speak to about this. And you could go round and round in circles with them, but it's all about setting boundaries. So to answer your point, Liam, or answer your question, sorry, Liam, I would say be kind to yourself, set boundaries, have a list of achievable goals which will work into your bigger goal that you want to achieve. Take your time with it and try not to overthink it. Again, I know it's easy for me to say, and it's taken me years to realise not to overthink things. I still overthink things, but nowhere near like I used to. So I hope that helps you, Liam. Right, that's it. Back at the car, completed the walk, and I guess this is a good place to end the podcast too. I really hope this format has worked and the audio works as well as the visual side of things. So let us know in the comments below, or drop us a message on Instagram, or however you get in contact with us, and we'll have a chat about it. It'd be great to get your feedback, because this is really the way that I want to go with the podcast now, is doing things like this. Yes, there'll still be studio based stuff, but a lot of it will be like this sort of format. But thank you to everybody who sent us questions in, and I hope I've answered them for you, and I hope it gives you a different view on things and a different way of looking after your well-being. And if it has worked for you, again, let us know. It'd be great to hear your feedback. But as always, thank you to everybody for watching and listening, and if you feel like anybody could benefit from this, share it wherever you want. But other than that, thank you as always for watching and listening, and I'll see you on the next one.